Rockstar Games needs Grand Theft Auto 6 to be a masterpiece, period. That is a conclusion that I think a lot of people may disagree with, but I'm very firm with that. I understand Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to sell a lot of copies day one. It's probably going to break sales records, no matter the quality, no matter the issues, no matter what happens. It's just one of those games that is too big to fail. But for it to exceed the already just enormous achievements that Grand Theft Auto 5 has achieved in the last 8 or 9 years, that's going to be a massive undertaking. That game is one of the highest selling games of all time. They've re-released it numerous times, one of the most successful online components ever. And for Grand Theft Auto 6 to duplicate that formula, it requires Rockstar to do stuff that they've never been able to do, stuff that this gaming industry has never seen before, and that is a lot of innovation, pushing the open world genre once again forward. And within Red Dead Redemption 2, we saw a lot of systems that will most likely be introduced to the Grand Theft Auto franchise. I would not be surprised to see more role-playing elements introduced. I would not be surprised to see better AI in terms of vehicles and NPC reactions, and also more interactivity within the open world. Those are things that personally have me extremely excited. There's a reason why this game has been in development for so long. We know that it probably started development, at least early production, somewhere around 2014, 2015, but it really didn't pick up until after Red Dead Redemption 2 released in 2018. So this game has been in development, probably full production, for the last 3 to 4 years, and there have been some major setbacks over this span of time. Obviously, the former Rockstar president Leslie Benzies infamously left the company, or he was kind of forced out and ended up suing them. That was one of my big red flags before Red Dead Redemption 2 released. I was really concerned about his involvement not being there, and obviously Red Dead Redemption 2 still turned out to be a masterpiece. But with Grand Theft Auto 6, this is going to be the first game post Dan Houser's departure. Obviously, the Houser brothers have ruled over Rockstar Games and brought them from nothing to everything. And without Dan Houser's involvement, especially from a creative standpoint, I have question marks. And I understand that a lot of people will say, obviously, Sam Houser's still involved, but this is just, it's different, you know? And this is the evolution of Rockstar Games, and we're going to be able to find out a lot of things with Grand Theft Auto 6. And obviously we have figures like Rockstar president Rob Nelson. He's still in charge, probably playing a huge creative role with this game. And there are many other figures who have been with Rockstar Games for decades that are still a part of this journey, especially their narrative team. Their narrative team is still made up of many figures that were involved with games like Grand Theft Auto 5, RDR2, RDR1, Max Payne, Bully, and so on and so forth. So there are reasons to be optimistic, but there are reasons to be a little cautious, and it's not just necessarily in regards to departures and the company's overall history, but it's also into what's happened in the last couple of years, because Grand Theft Auto 5 Expanded and Enhanced was, let's just be honest here, it wasn't very good. It was kind of a mess, and the Rockstar community made sure to let Rockstar Games know of that. And then we don't really need to get into the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, because that was just an absolute horrendous mess that it seems like Rockstar Games really didn't have all that much interest in. I say that because that project was mostly passed on to Grove Street Games, who just butchered it, and it was still released how it was, and I'm just honestly astonished that Rockstar Games would even attach their name to that project. But they did, and they released it, and we'll move on. But then you could also throw in the failure of Red Dead Online. This is an online experience that probably should have been a home run for Rockstar Games. It's just they never really could get the identity down, and they never really delivered on anything that was interesting or giving reasons for players to jump in. Obviously there was narrative content there, but it wasn't very good. And probably within less than a year after Red Dead Online was fully released, Rockstar Games was essentially ready to move on. Obviously the announcement officially by the company didn't come until just about a month ago, but for many in the Red Dead community, this was just the final nail in the coffin. They had been waiting for this day for a long time, as Rockstar's actions over the last year or so has been pretty much just nothing for Red Dead Online. As most of you know, there was a long campaign of Save Red Dead Online that went viral numerous times throughout 2021, and Rockstar just didn't respond to it at all until this year, in which Take-Two CEO kind of gave the Red Dead community some hope, but about like an hour or two after he made remarks that gave hope, he kind of pushed back and said, no, the only thing that we're promising is that we're going to keep servers online. And then that was, at least to me, just indication that this game was dead. it was coming to an end. But all of these events, everything that has happened the last couple of years with Rockstar Games, produces a very muddy picture of the company. This isn't even mentioning how they've disrespected the modding community just so many times over the last half decade, and it's even getting worse and worse every single day. It seems like I'm always seeing Take-Two Interactive threatens lawsuit against blah 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 modder. This is just the reality of what this company has turned into. It's pretty much money over everything, which is definitely something that is not good. Rockstar's relationship, or I should say lack of relationship with their community, is something that is concerning, to say at the very least. When you look to the titans of this AAA video game industry, the companies that have ruled at the top of this industry and have been known for the best quality experiences, creating some of the most genre-defining games ever, Bethesda Game Studios, BioWare, Blizzard, Rockstar, the thing is about those other companies is the fact that all of them in recent memory have fallen on hard times. In regards to specifically BioWare and Blizzard, they have become a shell of themselves. Bethesda, they've also had a lot of issues, especially in regards to their last RPG, which was an online experience, Fallout 76. Again, we're not going to get into that one, but that was just a travesty, and the only reason why it actually became a reality and why it exists is because the Bethesda's needed the time to make sure that the Fallout franchise is making money for years to come. That specific focus of revenue over creativity is a problem that we've seen with these same companies. Bethesda Game Studios with Fallout 76 and the Creation Club, Blizzard Entertainment infamously with this year's Diablo Immortal, and BioWare with Anthem. Now, the point that I'm trying to hit on with Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto 6 is the need for them not to fall into that trap. And what do I mean by that? Well, that's putting the focus on revenue over creativity. And the creativity, at least in my eyes, is going to come within the single player component. There is a need to get that right. And obviously I understand Rockstar's need to get the online right as well, because that's going to be the component that's going to be making billions of dollars for years to come. But if the single player is neglected, that is going to be a problem for the entire experience, and it will hurt Grand Theft Auto 6. How much so, it is hard to say at this point. But I'm not bringing up this out of the middle of nowhere, and the reason why I am concerned about this shifting focus of online over single player is because of remarks that Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick made a couple of years ago. In an interview with GamesIndustry.biz from 2019, Zelnick says that it's possible that future games may be a bit shorter than they were in certain instances. It's possible that the ability to deliver content on an ongoing basis for a long time after an initial release of a hit would mean that perhaps that initial release wouldn't be as long in terms of number of hours of gameplay as previously had been demanded, and in a world where that was all you were getting. Which in my mind spells out to, we're going to probably make the single player a little bit shorter, but there's going to be a bigger emphasis on the post-launch content. And I do not see it at all happening in the future that we're going to be getting single player DLC from Rockstar Games. I think that the online is going to be the focus moving forward with all of their experiences. I think single player DLC, unfortunately for Rockstar, is just something of the past. It's dead, which is unfortunate, but it's just the reality we're living with in this gaming industry here in 2022. So my issue with Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't that maybe it's only 30 to 40 hours long, or maybe 20 to 30 hours long. That's not necessarily an issue if the single player delivers, but it is an issue if the single player isn't all that great, especially when you consider the fact that Rockstar Games is only delivering one new game every single console generation, which means that the next Grand Theft Auto game probably won't be coming out until 2040 right now at this pace. But this reliance by Rockstar Games puts this company in a box. There's a need to get this game right, because if they don't, they won't be revisiting the franchise probably for about another decade or so. Even saying that out loud kinda hurts, because right now I'm 25 years old, and when Grand Theft Auto 6 releases, I'll probably be around 28, and then when Grand Theft Auto 7 happens, probably gonna be in my mid-40s. Just saying that, boy oh boy. Now, at the beginning of this video, I touched a little bit on the gameplay side of what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to need to deliver on, which is a lot of systems that we saw introduced into Red Dead Redemption 2. But there is one specific aspect of the experience that has to just be changed. It has to be modernized. This is something that a lot of people have been discussing over the years, and that is the mission design of Rockstar experiences. They are way too linear, way too restricted, and way too dated. This is something that has to change, and I'm sure that this has to be at the top of their list of things that are going to be addressed with Grand Theft Auto 6. As awesome as it is to have revolutionary AI, open world, fidelity, so on and so forth, all these great mechanics, the mission design, which is a major aspect of the experience, is something that has never been that great with these Grand Theft Auto games, or honestly with all of Rockstar's experiences over the years. There needs to be more non-linearity, and there needs to be more freedom for the player to go and explore and do things in different ways instead of getting that stupid game over screen for the most ridiculous reason. Hopefully I have been able to establish a picture of Rockstar Games and what they need to do with Grand Theft Auto 6, why it needs to be a masterpiece. There's a creative standpoint in which they're not going to be working on this franchise, or at least the single player side of things, for a very long time, and if they don't deliver here, they're not going to be delivering for a long time. There's a human side of things in which, from a fan's perspective, we're only getting older, and the fact that there's probably going to be a gap of at least 15 years between Grand Theft Auto franchises moving forward, that's disappointing, but there's a need for Rockstar to deliver, and if they don't, that's just... It sucks. It really does. And then there is also the fact that Rockstar Games does need to prove themselves once again with Grand Theft Auto 6. The last couple of years, the company has had a lot of failure across the board, and there is a need to get this game right. There's a need to show the industry that they are still at the top in terms of creativity, in terms of innovation, in terms of defining what an open world can actually be. Whether people want to believe it or not, Grand Theft Auto 6 is indeed happening, and we are getting closer and closer to the game becoming a reality. I would not be surprised by the end of this year we see a reveal trailer from Rockstar Games giving a little bit of a tease into what they have created. And ultimately, I am just extremely hopeful that they deliver with this experience and prove everybody wrong who has been doubting them. That is something that happened with Red Dead Redemption 2, and let's just hope that happens again with Grand Theft Auto 6. But right now, Rockstar Games is in a rough spot. The departures of creative leads such as Laszlo Jones and Dan Houser, the failure of the GTA Trilogy remasters, GTA 5 remaster, and Red Dead Online, the gameplay concerns, the deteriorating relationship with their community, the cancellation of projects such as Bully 2, RDR2 next-gen versions, Red Dead Redemption remaster, and GTA 4 remaster, the expansion of monetization with GTA Plus, which does make me concerned single-player microtransactions may happen eventually. Then there's the recent GTA 6 leaks from well-known insiders such as Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, which has called into question the tone of this new installment, with there seemingly being a focus with not wanting to punch down anymore and making jokes about specific groups of people, something that has already been seen in GTA 5 with some controversial content being removed. More maturity is certainly fine, but Rockstar needs to tread carefully. I certainly do not want the game's personality to feel as foreign as the new Saints Row reboot. Additionally, within these recent GTA 6 leaks, besides the confirmation of years-old leaks such as there being a female protagonist in the game set in Vice City, is the revelation that Rockstar has scaled back some of their larger ambitions with this game. Instead of having multiple large territories to explore in North and South America, there will just be Vice City, at least at launch, although Vice City definitely sounds like it's going to be vast with a lot of spaces to explore within it. Now, aligning with what Take-Two's CEO said in 2019, the plan is for the game to continually be updated over time, adding new missions and cities on a regular basis. This is also a reminder that this is only relevant to the online because the single player will inevitably be abandoned after launch day, as has been the case with GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2. Ultimately, the fact that Rockstar employees are admitting behind the scenes to insiders that they aren't sure they can still produce the chart-topping caliber of game that this studio has become known for, as well as some Rockstar designers quitting recently because they were sick of the lack of progress on the game, this has me concerned. All of this does. And I just hope in 2024 or 2025 or whenever this releases, my concerns end up being squashed, as was the case with Red Dead Redemption 2. But even saying that, deep down, I have some doubts that Rockstar will fix all of these issues they currently face. Anyway, GTA 6 is indeed a real thing. What are your hopes and or concerns with this game? Let me know down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or if you found any informative value, and make sure to follow my other social media accounts for updates on new videos. Links are always down in the description below. I'm most active on Twitter, giving opinions on news that I do not always get in video form, so do make sure to follow me over there. Also check out my Discord for all sorts of discussion on games, and again, thank you for joining. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.